Power doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it doesn't speak at all. Angela Merkel, the woman who ruled Germany longer than any other chancellor since World War II. The physicist, the pastor's daughter. The politician who never raised her voice. No scandals. No Twitter storms. No emotional speeches. Just quiet control. But what kind of mind governs like that? What does it take to hold together a divided Europe while barely revealing who you are? This is not just a political story. This is the psychology of a paradox. Of Angela Merkel. Angela was born in 1954 in Hamburg, West Germany. But soon after, her family moved east into the Soviet sphere, into the GDR. Her father, a Lutheran pastor, did something unheard of. He moved toward communism, not away from it. That choice shaped her childhood in profound ways. Growing up in East Germany meant living under surveillance, discipline, and ideological control, but also silence. Psychologists studying children raised under authoritarian regimes often point to a pattern: high cognitive self-monitoring. It's a fancy term for constantly watching what you say, what you feel, what you show. Merkel learned early: emotion is dangerous, expression is risky, control is safety. She didn't rebel. She didn't fight the system. She outsmarted it. Merkel built a mental fortress. She trained herself to think, calculate, and observe, not to react. She once said, "I'm not a person who likes to open my soul completely. I am not a drama queen." And she meant it. To her, the self is not something you perform. It's something you protect. In psychology, we might call this internalized strategic detachment. It's not coldness. It's emotional self-discipline. And it's powerful. Leaders with this profile, high in introversion, emotional regulation, and analytical thinking, often appear dull on the surface. But inside, they are running calculations all the time. Risk versus reward. Pattern versus noise. Signal. And then there's Merkel. Still, hands folded, listening, and saying nothing. This wasn't passivity. It was power through silence. Angela Merkel's style baffled the world. She didn't charm. She didn't attack. She didn't seduce the press. Instead, she weaponized rationality. She was a scientist in a room full of actors. Kohl called her das Mädchen, the girl. He thought she'd be loyal, quiet, harmless, until one day, she wasn't. After he was caught in a funding scandal, Merkel did something no one expected. She wrote a public letter, ice-cold, surgical, cutting ties with her political father. It was the moment the world realized. This woman doesn't need to shout. She simply waits until the timing is perfect. Psychologically, Merkel reflects a rare combination: low neuroticism, meaning she stays calm under pressure; high conscientiousness, discipline, order, planning; high openness to experience, unusual for conservatives. She was a scientist before a politician. Low extroversion, not antisocial, but not needing external validation. This made her frustrating to opponents and nearly immune to manipulation. She made her most emotional and divisive move: "Wir schaffen das." We can do this. She opened Germany's doors to over 1 million refugees. It wasn't a calculated political win. It was a deeply moral, existential decision, born not of impulse, but a conviction. And for the first time, people saw the soul behind the scientist. She once said her greatest strength was the ability to wait, to listen, to stay calm. In a world where leaders get rewarded for charisma, outrage, or performance, Merkel thrived by doing the opposite. She absorbed. She outlasted. She survived. But make no mistake, behind that quiet face is a mind sharper than most will ever understand, a brain forged under pressure, a heart trained in restraint. She didn't just lead Germany. She became its psychological anchor. Stable, predictable, rational, almost motherly. The Germans even gave her a nickname: Mutti, Mom. Some leaders want to be loved. Some want to be feared. Angela Merkel? She just wanted to be useful. In the end, Maybe that's the most powerful thing of all. Not domination, not legacy, but stillness. A stillness that held a continent together. This has been The Mythologist. If you want more journeys into the minds of extraordinary people, you know what to do. Danke, Angela.